David's brother is a big fat liar, and I'm going to prove it to you in this video because there has been a concerted effort to basically try and cover up on behalf of David. And what I noticed, if you watched my videos that I posted last week, basically there's a cover-up going on the biggest David subreddit, D4VD's, where they let some random guy go on there claiming to be close friends with David's brother Caleb and just answer everybody's questions in this weird backtracky way that basically just made a whole bunch of excuses for David, his brother Caleb, and just tried their best to try and spin the narrative. Now, I exposed this subreddit. It's been in shambles ever since. Some of the mods have disappeared. Nobody's heard from them in a minute. But in this video, I'm going to follow up on some of the allegations that I made in that video, and I'm going to expose David's brother, Caleb, once and for all, as a massive liar who not only at least made a short-sighted attempt to, capitalize on the clout that was surrounding him and his family following David's heinous murder of a 14-year-old girl, but also, and just like... I just got to keep it real with you guys, okay? David's brother is part of this kind of like weird effort right now that's trying to change the narrative around David. They've been trying to redirect attention towards Celeste's family and victim blame them and basically say, oh, it's all the family's fault. This was just a neglectful family. They basically put Celeste on a platter for David. David's not even to blame. David ain't do nothing wrong. They basically handed this little girl to him on a platter. What was he supposed to do? Okay, it's all the family. He's part of it, basically. Okay, there's a whole cover-up going on, and I personally believe that David's brother is doing his own cover-up, trying to cover up his past, cover up his tracks, cover up the situation, that he is basically close to this. And I'm going to break it all down in this video, and it's not going to be pretty. Honestly, it's not going to be pretty. Now, this is all my opinions, okay? I'm going to be showing you some speculation from the internet, Reddit. I'm going to be sharing with you some of my personal opinions about the situation, about David's brother, about some of the very suspicious posts that have been going around that are connected to him. And I don't really care. I don't care if he was... I mean, he's an adult. He's a grown adult now. I think he might have been a minor when some of this stuff was going on. When David was certainly grooming the little girl, his brother was a minor too. But now he's an adult. He's out here releasing music, capitalizing on the situation. I don't think there's anything wrong with pointing the finger at him and saying what he's doing is bad. Okay, he is being a trash person, and it should be called out. He should be doing more to denounce his brother. And it sounds like he actually did know more than he's letting on. That's just my opinion based on a bunch of intellect speculation that I've been consuming over the past few days. So I'm going to break it all down to you in this video, okay? So the first thing that I want to show you guys is this, all right? I just want to show you this real quick. So I've basically gone to war with this guy, Kokunox, or Kokunox, okay? Koku, we're just going to call him Q, all right? This Q guy, all right? We got our own Q conspiracy theory over here. But basically, this guy popped up on Reddit and did an AMA and asked me anything and said, I'm one of David's brother. I'm a really good friend of David's brother, Caleb, and you can ask me anything. And he proceeded to answer questions in a way that to me was so dangerously positive towards Caleb that it just seemed very, very likely, in my opinion, that this was just Caleb. Like, this person who supposedly was his friend, like, he conveniently didn't know about certain details that would have been damaging to Caleb, but he seemed to know absolutely everything about Caleb's inner dialogue, what he was thinking at certain times, how he felt about the things going on with Dave. It was like, you sound like you either him or you living in his head, okay? So this is an example of that, all right? This is an example of that. So these are some of the Discord messages that, again, just this random guy suspiciously is supposedly friends with Caleb, and there was the proof that they were friends is like they've been connected on Discord. That's it. That's all I've seen. So a couple of the things that this guy put out there as far as PR for David's brother. He said he opened up for David's tour once and was backstage a few times, but that's about it. So he's in this Discord trying to downplay the connection between David and his own blood brother, right? He opened for him once, just once, backstage a few times. You sure he wasn't backstage with the little girl who ended up getting killed and dismembered and put in the trunk of his brother's Tesla? You sure I haven't got documentary proof that they were together? You sure? Okay. And said the only people who could have possibly been in on it was the Discord mods. And then down here it says he wasn't that close to David as far as I know. Most of the time they just talked via text. They haven't lived together ever since David blew up and he went to Hollywood. So this page, or this account, this user is... He seems to know a lot. He seems to know a lot about the inner workings of David and Caleb's relationship, how they communicate, how often he'd been on tour, but also everything that they've said is downplaying it. They weren't even that close. He opened up for him once. That's about it. That's about it. This AB going to be doing a lot of heavy lifting in a minute. That's about it. I barely knew him. Barely even knew him. Wouldn't even recognize him if you saw him in the street, right? Better hope there's not evidence to the contrary of all of that. So let's give Coca Knox the benefit of the doubt and say he isn't Caleb, even though it's very, very suspicious, and he seems to just stick up for Caleb in a way that, you know, you'd only be able to do if you were quite literally inside of his inner dialogue. But let's say for the benefit of the doubt, it isn't Caleb, it's just some guy defending him. Well, this guy clearly doesn't know what he's talking about because there's so many examples of David and Caleb being extremely close. So this supposed downplaying of their relationship is absolute cap, all right? Let's look at some of their interactions. Like, this was apparently in August 2025, and this is just 1 month before Celeste's body was found. And this is, when this video was posted, Celeste's, the 14-year-old girl that David was dating, and I'll show you in a minute, but Caleb had been seen with her multiple times, more than once. This brother that he doesn't know so well, when this video was taken and put up, support my brother hers, with a LGBT flag, when this was taken, Celeste's dismembered body was still rotting inside of his Tesla. I just want you to know that I barely know him, barely know my brother. This is before anyone knows that he's got a body in his car, and everyone's loving him. Caleb wants to be just like him, all right? Caleb's trying to be like his big bro.
What's up, Huz? Special announcement. What's up, Huz? Special announcement. My brother is seeing his boyfriend tomorrow in Atlanta, Georgia. Everybody wish him a happy coming out day. We support him. Rainbows up.
So he looks so happy to be there. Caleb, look how happy he looks.
What's up, Huz? Special announcement. My brother is seeing his boyfriend.
He kicking his feet on the chair. He kicking his feet back and forth. Look at it.
What's up, Huz? Special announcement. My brother is seeing his boyfriend.
Hey, he is gassed. All right, he is gassed. So a lot of people in here are saying his brother knew. We don't know that for sure. People saying, do not come to my state. Please don't. He's fried. All right. Rest in peace to Celeste. But they look close to me. They look close to me. He's talking about, I ain't never known him. Now, this looks like a tour bus. This looks like a tour bus to me. It might not be a tour bus. It looks like a tour bus or a studio back room. But I guess they're not that close, right? He barely ever sees him. He barely seen him after he moved away to Hollywood, right? This tour, but notably, would be like 2 years after David moved to Hollywood and became very, very famous. He on tour as a famous artist. So he barely sees him, right? Barely links up with him, ever.
Hey, Huz.
And he's following up with the same gag.
My brother and his boyfriend are about to go on their date. Rainbows up. Wish him luck. Wish him luck. Look at him. Look at how good he got his purse. Yeah. He's got his purse. He got the purse on him. Yes, sir. Let me see that purse, boy. Right. Hey.
They barely know each other. They behaving like they never speak, right? They behaving like these two people, like they barely even met each other, right? They don't hang out, right? Huh? Coca Knox. You said he barely speaks to him. They're not that close. They only talk via text. So they only been talking via text, and they built up this rapport.
He got his purse.
They built up all this rapport and comfortability. I don't sex play people that I don't know that well. If I'm just corresponding with you text, then we link up and I'm sex playing you on a TikTok with millions, you know what I'm saying? Millions of people watching, 100,000 likes, all right? Saying the rainbows definitely will be up when you go to your new home, David, in the cell. Wearing the same headscarf as Celeste. Ooh, no. Wearing the same headscarf as the victim. More evidence. Great. Wait, people saying, is that Celeste by the door? She would have been deceased. That's not her. She would have been deceased. Rest in peace. But so basically, all right, these guys ain't close, right? He talking about, I'm just going to show you these again. This is Coca Knox. This obviously couldn't possibly be Caleb, right? They barely know each other. He wasn't that close. Most of the time they talk via text. They haven't lived together since David blew out. He went to Hollywood. He's been backstage a couple times. That's about it. Barely knows him. Barely knows him. Like, you know, he moved to Hollywood and ran away. Well, he on a tour bus. So here's Caleb and David together in Berlin, all right? And tell me if you think they seem close.
Okay, so this is going to be a live stream that David does from, I think this is from this music festival that he performs at July 16th, 2024 in Berlin. They just got done, well, David just got done performing. Well, it's going to start before David performs, then he performs, which I'm going to cut that part out because copyright, and then...
This is while he's dating Celeste.
And they're hanging
allegedly
out afterwards. They're live streaming it. Figured I'd post it here because it has David and his brother Caleb in it.
Oh, chat. What's going on, chat? Name of the gentleman. Bro, David, you got Riz, bro.
There's Rob. David's a manager. Oh, and then
Robert.
David's dad's like right in back of him with his arms crossed, just kind of staring. Kind of looks kind of creepy.
What? You got Riz.
clear.
Asking for his name. Get the names up. Devin in chat. Devin in chat.
Don't do that, bro. Don't do that, bro.
Yeah, sir.
He's single.
Drummer ready to make EP House of I just wrote them. My name is David, aka D4VD. You can find me everywhere. Let's do Backstage, bro. 5'6". I was gonna say something really out.
So I'm pretty sure that's his brother. He's rolling around with him, right? They're rolling around together in Berlin. So they don't barely see each other except when they're on the road in Berlin.
You got it. So you know what? Next time, I'm gonna go ahead and get that the $10,000 ankle surgery, and I'm gonna come back 6 foot. And then what y'all finna say? What y'all finna say? What y'all finna say? Y'all not gonna say nothing. Lazy. You said where we going? Into the forest. I remember the last time a YouTuber went to the forest. Hey, Logan Paul, my boy. That surgery will probably give me mental problems. I already got them. Give me more. Caleb not dripped out. These are my pants. Caleb's wearing my pants. Hold on, so these are my. Caleb not dripped out. These are my pants. Caleb's wearing my pants. Hold on, so these are my pants. Nah, these are my pants. Caleb's wearing my pants. Hold on, so these are my pants. Nah.
They barely know each other. They barely close, right? Like, they barely, like, bro, they ain't even, like, they never talk. They just talk by text. And just sometimes they wear each other's pants. Sometimes they wear each other's pants. Aight.
I bought these. Those are my pants. Those are my pants. They're not your pants. Yes, they are. No, they are. He's wearing fake Yeezy slides, too. He's wearing fake Yeezy slides. You trying to swim? It's waterproof, everything waterproof.
Yeah.
I already electrocuted you. I'm trying to get electrocuted for it. I think that's the best way to go out. Electric chair.
It's kind of crazy that he said that because he might just get his wish.
50,000 on the rollie, moving super dolly. I might pull up in Jehovah, witnessing with your homies. They gon' pull up in a scooter. I'ma pull up in a scooter. I'ma pull up in a scooter. Down, she gon' pull up and
He fucking sucks, right? Like, he wants to be Juice WRLD bad. Like, he thinking if he just breaks out of this lame little type of singing he about to be Juice WRLD, man.
I'ma pull up with my Ooders. They gon' pull up in jacuzzis. I'ma pull up with the nuzzies. I might just give him a noogie. I might just give him a wet Willie. I'ma just pull up in a wet Willie. Hey, yo.
You lost me at pull up. They gon' pull up in jacuzzis.
Cause the water hot and your mama hot. So I took her out to dinner. Yeah. Bro, you so short. Listen, do y'all treat Uzi like this? I am taller than Uzi. I'm literally 2 inches taller than Uzi. Y'all don't treat Uzi like this? On everything on 5'6". Ask my doctor. Bro, ain't nobody said I wasn't short. I'm just saying I'm not 5'3". I'm not, what's wrong with you? Why are you trusting Google? Google said 5'3". If I was on Kick, if I wasn't on Twitch, if I was on Kick right now, I thought you was 6 foot, then you got on the tour bus. Why would you think I was 6 foot? You a goof. I'ma throw away the Fortnite gifts, bro. They gone. They gone. I just newly turned vegan. Shout out Maggie. Shout out Support and Feed. Shout out Climate Change. I'm about to find some vegan food. Trying to find some vegan cuisine. See? Look. Appreciate it. How much I owe you? No, I need to. Really? Don't worry about it. I appreciate you. Thank you. First American. Thank you, brother. Yeah. I'm just saying, if it ain't snowing, it ain't going. Yes, sir. Say it one more time in chat. Say it one more time. If it ain't snowing, I'm not going.
All right, Caleb, use that Riz.
I bet.
Use that Riz. We gotta watch Caleb Riz these shorties up real quick.
Oh, Caleb, I bet. Caleb, you about to display W Riz. Ready? Ready? Yeah.
And they're not that close, right?
Yeah. They done. Go ahead, big dog.
It's time to sign, gang. It's time to sign, gang.
Move your ankles, bro.
Yeah, they do us right now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Caleb, you so scared, bro.
Nah, they
He ain't even moving an inch yet.
Nobody can.
He ain't moving.
Bro, David ain't got no Riz. What, you got minor Riz, bro? You ain't talking to nobody, bro. You need to hop on Fortnite and get talking.
Inch yet.
You gotta, come on. He not gonna do it, Chad. He not gonna do it, Chad. He not gonna do it, Chad.
You know.
Turn around, bro. Turn around. Go.
You know. They're in a group. Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's different.
Caleb got L Riz, bro. You got L Riz.
Nah, you just earned that. Don't even fight that.
We gotta get.
Don't even fight that. All right.
See, look.
Right.
Nah, he ain't got L Riz. I heard he be taking girls backstage.
See,
Redeem yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro.
looks like they got a man. You know what I'm saying? It looks like they got a man.
Sensei, we got a wrist together. First of all, the cameraman is happily married. They said cameraman face reveal.
Hey, David, where's your rib? Where's your ribs?
Fuck y'all niggas.
How old is the drummer? Bro, how does he have so much ribs? How does he have so much ribs?
See, look, just wait till my glow up, right? You know, look, give me 2 years.
This ain't right.
Give me 2 years.
Hey, gave you two. Your glow up didn't land, man. You tried that glow up at the worst possible time, bro. Should have glown up when you had the chance, buddy.
Kinda hot. Oh. That's what you want to die. That's what you want to die. How old is Caleb? You're not listening.
You know, email me.
Email her.
What?
Alright.
Actually, my phone and my computer is broke, so start a GoFundMe for me so I can get a new one.
Caleb got L Riz.
That is, look, watch
You
this.
had plenty of opportunities, bro. I don't hear nothing.
See, watch this. Watch
We
this.
have so many opportunities. What you mean?
Man, come on.
What is bro doing?
I think you might be lucky. Maybe for another 5 minutes.
Thank you.
What you ask, bro?
What are you talking about?
What you ask, bro? What you ask?
No, I asked for her Instagram, right?
She looked at her watch. Well, you're capping. What are you talking about?
The time of day. He asked for the time of day. Can you give me a job at something? I'm finna spend $600 to see you.
So that was Caleb, right? Caleb and David apparently not that close. Okay, apparently not that close. So I want to just remind you guys of this little doozy. Okay, I just want to remind you guys of this. So to me, this is very important. This is Kokinox, all right, saying that David's when Celeste was seen going backstage with Caleb, all right. We seen it, and I'm going to show it to you again. But they're saying didn't know each other. David just happened to have them both backstage, and she was the sister of a friend. So you all remember this footage, right? This is Celeste being led backstage by David's brother Caleb. There they are. All right. Whoopsie, senior. All right. Whoopsie, whoopsie. There she is. Okay. So that's like it's just mad confusing because we're seeing this, all right. And then we're seeing this Kokinox guy talking about they didn't know each other. David just happened to have them both backstage. Caleb thought she was the sister of a friend. So how does this guy Kokinox know exactly what Caleb thought? Because from this picture, it looking like they actually like going backstage, like he leading her backstage, like they together. She moving in step with him, right? So how does Kokinox know they didn't know each other? David just happened to have them backstage. Well, why are you taking her backstage? Why are you the one taking her backstage? You guys are moving together. You're moving as a unit. She turn in when you turn in. She covering up her face, all right? Forget about this. We'll talk about that later. But it's a bit bizarre. So here's why we know that's a lie. And whether or not you believe Kokinox is Caleb or not, okay? Caleb was seen sitting next to Celeste, all right? So all this, they was just backstage. They didn't know each other. Why is Celeste sat next to him? Mom, sister, Celeste, brother. If Celeste was just sat one seat along, we might have some grace. But she in the family. She tucked in. All right? She part of the group. Let's just assume, all right? I don't have kids, but let's just assume David's mom is sitting next to his little sister, you know, as like a protector, right? Like you, the mom, the little sister, she even younger than Celeste, from what I understand. Or they're very close in age. So the mom sat next to the youngest girl, the most vulnerable in the group, to, you know, stay close to her, right? Like, we're not going to have the little girl sit next to a random. And then Celeste, the other little girl, is sat next to the sister. And then the brother is kind of, you know, he just about, you know, he on his way about to be 18 pretty soon. Okay, so he kind of safe on the end, sat next to a stranger if someone could approach him. So the mom's kind of playing the protector figure of Celeste here, as is Caleb. Caleb sat there next to her, you know, they forming a protective barrier around her. You know, they're family. They won. They move in as a unit. Celeste there. You don't just end up sitting next to the artist. If an artist is headlining a show, you don't just accidentally end up sitting next to his family like that. That's not what's happening. Okay? And so they're saying Celeste is sat down here in a black hoodie, all around David's team. Whoopsie. Whoopsie. Right? So this is really bad. And what is kind of really damning about this is just this idea that, like, you've got this Coconox guy going around saying they didn't know each other. David just happened to have them both backstage, thought she was the sister of a friend. Why she's like, you telling me that you were sat there, you didn't once. It's like, I'm not even going to entertain the possibility that you thought it was, no, she sat in between you as siblings. That's not some random, she thought she was the sister of a friend. Not my friend's sister, like, not like this, the friend of my little sister, one of my little sister's friends who's also a minor. This is bullshit, right? And I don't care if Coconox is Caleb or it's just some dude that's around him that's trying to do damage control for him. This is cap, right? This is bollocks. This is not true. Okay, whoever that is a liar. Okay, so there's actually a video going around that actually showed the VIP section that night at that concert. So if we can check this out too.
Shout out to my mom, she right there tonight. She don't ever talk about the shows like she used to. She went on all 5 tours with me last year, but now she only came to 2 shows. Come on, bro.
So Celeste, like, over here, kind of tucked away.
I played the video game Fortnite. I basically started as a YouTuber. Yeah, come on, make some noise for Fortnite, you know what I'm saying?
Make some noise for Fortnite, where I met the miner that I killed.
I made a lot of money on that game, but not enough. So, due to my copyright strikes on YouTube, I had to resort to making my own music in my little sister's closet with nothing more than an iPhone and some earbuds. So first of all, to hear y'all send these songs back to me that I made in the closet on an iPhone is crazy. Thank y'all so much, first of all. I love y'all. And I thought, for these 3 nights of the Founder, I'll bring out my little sister for y'all to perform this with me. So can I do a favor real quick and say, hey, Emily.
So, you don't know her, right? But she up there sat with the fam. She up there sat with the family. Now, this was like a big thing that basically pissed people off about Caleb, okay? This kind of upset a lot of people because this image was going around. It was this girl basically singing like a Playboy Carti, I think she's doing a Playboy Carti cover type thing, basically. And he commented, okay? He commented saying, this my type for real, for real. That's apparently him doing a repost and a comment. And a lot of people felt like this was a girl that looked just like Celeste, just like the victim. And this is just my opinion. In my opinion, theoretically, in my opinion, I think that around this time, I think maybe Caleb, just in my opinion, this is just speculative opinion. But in my opinion, I think Caleb was trying to run a little defense for David here. Because I think that at a certain point, they were thinking, we're going to run the narrative that Celeste was actually dating Caleb to try and dodge the David is a PDF allegations. And I personally think that there's no other explanation for this. That he would put this is my type for real crying face on a girl that looks damn near a dead ringer for Celeste. Right? And let's just remind you guys, right? These two look, this picture, this particular picture looks damn near identical. You just would mirror flip these, right? So that's what's going down. Looks damn near identical. And then on top of that, he's down here talking about this my type for real, for real. Okay. So I'm showing you all these examples just to say that this idea that's being spread, and somebody is going out of their way to spread this. Nobody's looking for information from Caleb's friend on Discord, right? This information is being pumped into the zeitgeist to try and set a narrative, to try and set the narrative straight and to try and protect David. So I'm showing you all of this to just show you that whoever is spreading this idea that David and Caleb, they barely even close, is cap and it's nonsense, and there is actually an agenda behind it that's very dark. So I'm just going to show you even more proof that Caleb and David are close, saying he barely knew it, like barely even was tapped in with him. Well, why is Caleb accompanying David and Josh Marshall to lurk outside of high schools to give kids free tickets to his concerts? Why is that happening?
I just want to make sure. The plan, this is recording? Yeah. The plan is not following through right now. These kids are like getting out of school, they're going to the bus, they're doing whatever they're doing. They're not worried about no scissor tickets. They're trying to get home and do homework. It's a charter school, bro. This is like smart kids. I ain't go to no charter school. I failed.
He did indeed. He did.
Scan
that.
Rob, come!
Yo! That's the dude from Fortnite, bro. Yo, what's up, dog?
So he outside participating in this promotion with his brother, right? And so you mean to tell me that they don't know each other? Like they barely hanging out. He barely close with his brother. He out here lurking outside the high school giving out tickets with him, right? So that's odd. Do you want another one? Would you like another? Would you like some more? Would you like some more? He said he barely knows him, barely hangs out with him, barely like. Why are you being his sound guy? He said me being my brother's sound guy. Me being my brother's sound guy. POV. You didn't know David's brother was making music like this, right? So he's a sound guy now. He putting himself out. He using David's shit to try and blow himself up all the way back then. Okay, but you mean to tell me they don't know each other, and then you've got random people on the internet basically just going out on a limb to say they barely know each other? Okay, so we went from he barely knows him, opened for him once, maybe attended a couple of shows, to he damn near traveling all the way around the world with him at show after show after show, not just local convenient shit, but just constantly being at these shows. So again, now when I show you another example, again, I'm just going to keep rubbing this in his face. He opened up for David's tour once and was backstage a few times, but that's about it. Why are you pumping? Where's this information coming from, and what's the purpose of it? He wasn't that close. They were barely close, but they was going to Japan together, of course. They were in Japan together, yeah.
Hungry? Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
I feel like Goku. I feel like Goku.
So, do you sometimes watch Japanese anime?
All the time.
I just finished Mob Psycho last night.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Don't spoil it.
Psycho.
I haven't finished it. I haven't finished it.
It was.
No, I haven't even started it, to be honest. I got started.
It's fire.
You piping up in the videos though, but you barely hang out. You barely on the shows. You just every now and then, you know, you go to Japan and you in the content. You into content though.
To be honest, I got started.
It's fire.
Fire?
Yeah. So I'm starting Jujutsu Kaisen next.
You haven't started that yet?
I haven't started it.
Goofball.
So I don't think. Looking back, I don't think Caleb's a bad kid back then. The thing that I'm pissed off about, and the reason why I'm choosing to expose him, is because he seems to be participating in an effort to deflect attention away from David. Yes, he posted all PDF should die way after we needed to hear from him. But then he tried to promote his music career out of nowhere, and then he wanted to throw a tantrum when it's like, oh, I can't believe you guys are muddying the waters with my attempts to like get some clout and get my career going in the midst of this tragedy. I'd already planned to release the song a few months ago before David's arrest. Yeah, bro, that should have been scrapped September 2025. September 22nd, 2025, when we found out who that was in the car. Scrap the whole thing. No music from you for a couple of years, mate. Like, not trying to hear any tunes from you at all. So I'm just going to keep just rubbing it in his face how close these two were. Barely knew each other. Would often be seen giving out T-shirts together. I've got to say.
Funny story. That's actually mine, and he wasn't supposed to throw that. So,
Let me get a photo. The Sharpie's gone.
He said, funny story, that's actually mine. He wasn't supposed to throw that, so I can have it back. Now, he joking around, but like he trying to get, so they barely know each other, but he like trying to take his shirt off of fans.
trade you for.
I don't know if that's gonna work, man.
Maybe, I don't know.
Anyone gonna shop?
Have to snag that.
Oh no.
He's taking
He trying to be the full-time sidekick, right? He coming on sidekick.
it. He's taking it.
I'm gonna have to snag it.
It's up to David. Up to David.
He kind of got his own little persona, right? So another example of them barely knowing each other. They didn't know each other well enough to be, you know, on stage together doing backflips in Australia in 2024. Like, yeah. We ain't even locked in like that. We just do backflips. That's your man's. Like, you doing backflips. I can't think of anyone I'll be doing backflips with, bro. I don't do backflips. None of my friends. What are you talking about? So this is them basically walking around together with David's team. You know, I assume on another one of their trips, one of their tour trips, of which he only went once or maybe twice or maybe a few more times. Like I've shown you several times.
He's in the camo. He's in the camo shirt. He's actually kind of short.
So Caleb up in there with him, right, walking around, and caught him there. But he was part of the entourage. So they outside, right? There he is. So they outside, right? They outside. So he doesn't do music with him, you know, barely knows him, wasn't that close. They haven't lived together for ages, all right? So they apparently, you know, there's only a few examples of them making music together. And that was another one of the things that it seemed like, you know, people that seemed to know everything about Caleb were putting out there that, you know, they barely even made no music together. It's just like one freestyle of them in a studio together, maybe one song. And Caleb saying, you know, well, Coconut saying, oh, he only opened for David once, but then we see in multiple examples of him opening for David several times. In this clip, he's basically begging it for clout on this stream and saying how his brother gave him all of his equipment. It says, basically, he's him bragging that his brother's famous.
Like, he doesn't produce or anything, so he just gave all the equipment that.
Wait, what's his name?
To me.
Yeah, that's David,
David, D4VD.
Wait, your brother David?
What? Nigga, what? I did not know that yet.
Like, he doesn't produce or anything. So
Saying you and his brother got to talk now. This is all before, actually. I don't think this video has been discovered by many people since the incident. But yeah, so it's kind of, you know, it's obvious that basically there is some kind of you know, some kind of connection between these two that goes deeper than just a couple of pics together. So people in Discord are sort of excited, you know, they're saying that they're happy that someone in the server got a picture with Caleb. I most likely met someone in the server. I also got a pic with Caleb. And so now time goes on a little bit, all right? And we're actually beginning to see people on Discord referring to Caleb opening for David. And there's more than one example of this. They're saying same until the other night when he let Caleb open before his performance. That was on the 29th of April 2025. People saying Caleb, Joshua Burke, it's Caleb. His brother's name is Caleb. David let Caleb open. So that was clearly a thing. So Caleb's tapped in with the people in the Discord, some of the diabolical people that we know, you know, now were part of Operation Delete Everything, as I would call it, just in my opinion, okay, as a part of a concerted effort from the David Discord to just do their best to control the narrative and the information flow. And unfortunately, it was too late for them because everybody downloaded everything in the server, including all of the embarrassing references to the little girl that was found in David's trunk before she was killed, which was still in the Discord, which proves she was connected to David. So anyway, Zerk's one of the most diabolical Delete Everything generals. Okay, apparently he was actively trying to get Caleb more streams on his music. He's helping him out. You know, the Caleb, like the David Discord is rallying around Caleb and supporting him, saying, how do I get Caleb more streams? If Caleb gets at least 1K listeners on Spotify, I'll consider it. So David's crew and David's team, apparently they're not close, but they're close enough that David's whole Discord is behind Caleb, all right? And if this hadn't have happened, they'd have all been trying to push Caleb's music. But unfortunately, no one wants to hear Caleb's music because his brother murdered a little girl and is one of the most heinous crimes a celebrity has ever committed in the public eye. So people were actually using the Discord and they were using Caleb's inclusion in the Discord to try and reach out to David, right? People are basically using this as an in there as a say, well, this is potentially a direct line to David. You know, if only they knew how not close they were. But people are thinking they are. They're saying, because low-key, I've been talking about wanting to perform with David since like 2023. I even DM'd his brother and everything. I'm really hoping that I can perform with him, and just be jumping on stage isn't the best way. Having guaranteed opportunity to perform with David is like $1 billion to me. I also covered his brother Caleb's song because I really liked it. I also feel like that's a good way to make a connection. Also, Caleb is a really chill dude, lol. So just to make it very, very clear that this Coconox guy is a liar, all right? I don't know for sure if it's Caleb. I haven't got any proof that it's Caleb, but whoever it is, they're a liar. He opened up for David's tour once and was backstage a few times. Well, how come time is going by and we're seeing references of Caleb opening other shows too, right? Now we in, I don't know, because I'm pretty sure it's August. Now we in August 2025, and people saying Caleb was sick too. We met Caleb after the show. Caleb did a good job. I liked it a lot. Caleb opened for David yesterday. But hang on, he opened for him once. That's the second time. I just showed you the first time in April. Now he opened in August. Caleb is opening. That's July. I don't know if that's a reference to the future show or if that's numerous shows, but clearly he opened up for David's tour once is an absolutely provable lie. So the next thing I want to point out as just an embarrassing lie and part of a much wider piece of damage control, in my opinion, is the fact that, when we were waiting for David to get arrested for this heinous crime, murdering a child, which, completely unforgivable, inexcusable. These are currently allegations, but in my opinion, the evidence is overwhelming. And for anybody to even believe or support David at this point in the game, I could forgive you if you maybe thought he was innocent in the weeks after. But now we've seen the evidence, he's innocent until proven guilty in the eyes of the law, but in the eyes of the public and just in my personal opinion, I've seen enough evidence to believe that he murdered that girl. But during this time, before David had been arrested, before we saw all that evidence, David's family was making a concerted effort to avoid testifying at a grand jury when basically they were trying to get information to decide how and when to bring charges against David. So David's family fought tooth and nail to not testify at that grand jury. They didn't testify as far as I'm aware. And I think there are still some legal repercussions coming for that. But they filed paperwork to basically prevent David's parents and also David's brother Caleb from having to testify. Now, here's where our mysterious buddy Coconox gets caught in some more lies. So David's family has been summoned to testify as witnesses, but they're fighting it, right? And this Q guy is just so suspiciously supportive of David's family. I'm hoping them the best. I can personally confirm they were unaware of his actions and genuinely innocent. How? How you know him? This guy barely could prove that he even knew Caleb, Coconox. Unless it is Caleb, how do you know personally can confirm the whole family was unaware of his actions and genuinely innocent? That's probably a lie. But it says it's really unfortunate they've been dragged into this, as they not only have to deal with the pain of knowing their loved one did something as evil as this, but also have to deal with the constant doxing threats, investigation, and more heartbreaking situation. So Coconox, his heart bleeds for David's family, not Celeste. His heart, is just broken over David's family. And he knows. He can personally confirm they were completely unaware. How the fuck do you know that? It's Cap, right? It's obviously Cap. Right, so basically, Caleb and fam, they basically filed paperwork. It's a petition for writ of habeas corpus contending that the trials court order summoning him to testify in California violates due process. Part of the reason was he was 18-year-old at the time, and then I believe he turned 18 sort of throughout this process. Originally, as a minor, he would have had to have, I believe, he would have had to, approve this petition himself instead of relying on his parents to actually file it for him once he turned 18. So it might have been the case that the parents were filing it on behalf of him when he was under 18. But regardless, whoever was really responsible for filing the paperwork, the Burke family as a whole were essentially lawyering up and doing everything they could to avoid appearing in front of the grand jury. Now, from what I understand, they basically were no-shows for the grand jury. No grand jury appearance by David's family. I've received confirmation from David's family's attorney. They have not traveled to Los Angeles to testify before the grand jury. Attorney Kent Schaefer, who represents the Burke family, told Los Angeles, actually, the same day that the Court of Appeals denied our writ, we filed a writ in the Court of Criminal Appeals, which granted our motion to stay the lower court's order. The case is currently pending in the Court of Criminal Appeals. And so it does sound like they actually were looking to be facing legal repercussions at a certain point. So you got people here on the comments on this post on Reddit saying, how common is it for an entire family to be subpoenaed? Makes me think this family knows more than it would, the most would in a murder case. People saying David was transferring assets to his mum in October. His mum and brother had met Celeste too. They definitely knew a lot. People are saying because he's guilty and thought he was getting arrested right away, he's probably still shocked he's been out for this long. So this is before, this is before, basically, the arrest. People saying, imagine bro seen that they found the body, called his parents, freaked out, told him the truth, thought he was going away quick as hell, transferred property and all. Parents panicking, but now they have to sit around and intentionally avoid court, not to testify, because they can't lie under oath. They're all probably shocked. Okay? Saying his whole family was around Celeste. They had to have had a substantial amount of evidence in order for them to all be subpoenaed. Them also avoiding it makes them look extra suspicious, and it digging themselves and him a much deeper hole than they're already in. The entire family knew her and were around her and knew of the relationship, and the car was registered to David at his Texas address where they all live, and Celeste was found in that car. Pretty standard operating procedure. If it were one of us, we would have been detained and our house is raided since day one. Phones taken, questions and arrested. David still has his phones. Says this family really wants to see the unredacted documents from the grand jury. They would definitely adjust their testimony according to what the prosecution already has on David. They're delaying as long as possible. They're far worse and much more slimy than Neo and the rest of David's friend group, in my opinion. 2 grown adults with a young daughter of their own, and they're doing everything they can to drag their feet and avoid helpful testimony about a 14-year-old girl their son likely killed and dismembered. Maybe because that would require them to reflect on how they raised him and what went wrong. I will say I do feel bad for David's brother, who I think just turned 18. Must be a mindfuck to be that young and see the disgusting details of your older brother's case plastered all over TMZ. He's probably just doing whatever his parents want him to do now. I can't imagine he has much of a say if he relies on them for anything. Well, not a good time to launch a music career, is it? All right, mindfuck, but you're out here dropping music. So I'm gonna show you some more stuff from this. So that was that. So this is Coconox's Twitter account, all right? I feel like I've shown you enough to basically confirm that, look, this is, whoever this is, whatever's going on, it's just cap, all right? So I personally think, I mean, this account, this guy's livid, right? This guy's fuming at me right now because he knows that I'm exposing him. Now, I'm not sure if this is Caleb. I'm not sure if this is one of his friends that he's genuinely put up to trying to play defense for him, but it's crazy. So this guy and whoever else is involved, I personally believe that they're using the Dave Idiot subreddit to spread misinformation. I think that the Dave Idiot subreddit has been co-opted by people who are sympathetic towards David. They're allowing a bunch of posts, basically. Oh, no way. No way. Nah, it can't be. I'm shocked that nobody has posted here in a day. Now that makes me think, are there no posts getting approved? But after I started exposing the Dave Idiot subreddit, okay, I personally feel like I started to see a lot of posts hating on me going up. Any post that was positive about Celeste's family being taken down, and basically just complete damage control. Now, the fact nothing's been posted here or no posts have been approved here in days, there's a giant 3-day gap in posts, and this is a popping subreddit. This is a very popping subreddit. Or at least it was until I started calling them out. You know, all of this, Traplaw Ross has earned 6 figures from this tragedy. They're going crazy on me, okay? They're going crazy on me, but basically, like, every single post that I'm seeing is really trying to direct things towards the family. Okay, now this is going to be a pretty flimsy summary of like, Ross has made so much money from, I've made money from good journalism, and I've been locked into the David case since the start. Probably one of the best reporters on this case, just as far as actually being very focused and locked in on this. I've covered a lot of other stories, and I work really hard, so I don't know if I'm not sure if this is true. I haven't done no math on this, but basically, okay, these guys are doing these calculations, so that's pretty crazy. I don't think that's true. But as people are saying, I hate to say it, but all your favorite YouTube channels make money from the content. I agree, Traplaw Ross is milking it, but if people are tuning in, he's going to keep making content. Well, look, 317 views. I could do a breakdown of all the people hating on me in this sub, as I kind of did the other day. Some people were shouting me out, and I think I did react. Maybe I reacted to this one. But this sub has gone very, very silent. It's been radio silent for a day. I'm very, very suspicious. I was thinking just all of the mods would quit. But this all stemmed from them allowing this Coconox dude to basically hop in there with absolutely no solid proof. Like, I was shown that the supposed proof that proved that he knew Caleb was like, Caleb followed him on Discord. Caleb follows you on Discord. How on earth can you prove that you know the inner workings of how his family? You said his whole family didn't know anything about the murder at all. How do you know that? Is that just a lie, or are you part of the family and you're pressing that out for damage control? Because we seen you all at the Fonda show, at the Fonda Theatre. We seen you together with Celeste. That's you. That's your man. That's your bro. So Coconox is in an absolute meltdown. I'm sure when he sees this video, he's going to be pissed too. He's saying Caleb didn't know, and Traplaw Ross and his team, including you, are gross for milking this content to the point where half a video is about me. Don't worry, Coconox. This whole video is about you, and yes, it is monetized. Yes, it's monetized. Okay, I'm making money off of you this time. This video wasn't really about Celeste, was it? They're saying Traplaw Ross is milking David, murdering and R-wording a 14-year-old girl to the point of making a video about his brother's online friend. You can't have it both ways. You can't. Either I'm milking it and just making money off of this heinous crime that's committed to a girl, or actually this has been a video about the information conversation about David and his brother. This isn't about Celeste. This isn't milking anything. This is investigative journalism that I'm doing. And my investigation has pointed me to believe that I think either Coconox is Caleb or he running damage control for him. How did you know the family didn't know anything? It's nonsense, okay? And there's been a concerted effort, I believe, on the Reddit and from this guy and elsewhere to just deflect. Why aren't we having the conversation about David doing this R-word and murder to this minor? Why are we talking about me making videos about? Why aren't we talking about Caleb dropping music to capitalize on that? If you're talking about Trap Lord Ross's milking, I don't have any familial connections to David or Celeste or his family. All right. So Caleb actually is connected to this situation. He sat there next to her in the Fonda Theatre. By the looks of it, by what I've seen, in my opinion, it looks to me like he sat there right next to her and he's leading her backstage. That's stamped. That's merched. Okay. So don't worry about me making no videos about nothing. I'll make videos about whatever the hell I want. I'll make videos about Chad the Builder. I'll make videos about Lil Durk. I'll make videos about what I want. I might make a video about what I have for lunch today. And if people watch it, cool. And if YouTube want to run ads on it, that's cool. Okay. But I'm going to keep doing my journalism. I'm going to keep doing my reporting. I have not hurt anybody. I have not hurt Celeste. I wasn't there. I wasn't pulling a minor backstage for my brother. I wasn't pulling the minor that was found deceased in the trunk of your brother's Tesla backstage at your brother's show. I wasn't doing that. So I think that there's a lot of lies being told. There's a lot of damage control being done. The David Idiot subreddit is in a shambles. It was a complete hive of activity. Now it's gone completely quiet. I think that's really suspicious. And I think it might end up going the same way as the original David Discord, where in the end, David was the only moderator. He withdrew himself. The jig was up and you couldn't post there anymore. I think that might be what's going to end up happening. But anyway, I'm going to do another deep dive into the subreddits and what's been going on there. And I'm going to try and find out what's going on with these mods. Because some of these mods since I exposed them, some of these mods have vanished into thin air and nobody's got nothing to say. Nobody got nothing to say no more since I exposed it. Like, what we doing? What we doing, Team David? Like, is this, are you guys just, are you going to pack it in now? Are you just going to pack it in now? Or are you going to keep making posts about me being bad for even just reporting on it and exposing your ass? Because it's like, this, I don't know. But anyway, Coconox, man, thank you for the bread. Thank you for the payment. Or if, you know, whoever it is, all right, thank you. Because your nonsense and your lies have given me more to talk about. And this is something new. This isn't milking it. This is new. I didn't know that I could debunk all of your Discord posts this easily. I didn't know until this video. So this is new. This is pioneering. We're breaking new ground. Okay, and I thank you for that. But anyway, I will keep covering the David situation. I took a few days off to go and film a podcast. Things got a little bit challenging. I was going to start a podcast. I don't know if I'm going to start a podcast now. It's too much hard work. I think maybe I'll just pop out and do interviews when I fancy it. But man, so I dropped off for a few days. I'm back again now. I know it's going to take me a minute to build the motion back up. I'm glad to be back. Okay, I don't think I'm going to go nowhere for a long time. I think I'm just locked in. I'm good where I'm at right now. Where I'm at right now, I'm good. Locked in. But anyway, I just want to say thank you for watching this video. Thank you for all of your support. Okay, I do really care about this case. I will be covering it extensively at every opportunity. Anything new that comes out, I will let you guys know on this story or others. And I just want to say thank you for everything, for supporting, for rocking out with me, for locking in with me. Thank you. All right. But for now, I'm going to see you in the next video.